you lie to me?
How can we be live if we already died before the session?
You're all playing new characters. You all have amnesia.
I immediately snap my neck.
Sorry, as you go to snap your neck, you realize you do not have a neck. You're a jellyfish person.
You don't have the constitution to break your own neck.
I'm in
You're a
fact made
spaghetti
of
monster.
mud.
All right. So, for recap, you had taken a journey into the desert and had found a cave path that seemed, recently built to facilitate an easier travel through this the entry to the mountains, the desert. And along that path, you eventually found a cave that had been untouched for some hundreds of years, and inside, found a machine in a domed room that has the location of the map of the world sort of projected onto the dome, and the lights have lit those circles. The lights from the machine in the center of the room have lit the circles on the map, which you have inferred that they may be related to the resting place of great beasts. We were waiting for Llewellyn to be here because none of the other ones know how to judge what a machine does beyond basic
All right,
activation.
let's go.
Guys, it's a projector.
What should I be rolling for this?
Tech plus, it depends on if you're like you can investigate
Okay,
it.
Okay, cool. I think I know what I've got for this. I'm going to use my elf eyes.
What the fuck is that?
I think sight. I assume it's sight-based bonuses to investigation.
Yeah, this is going to be a very big roll. Okay, so tech, and then, you know what? There we go.
Oh.
This is after watching us fuck around with it for like 20 minutes, getting us to turn it on.
This is a fucked up and evil roll with how many things am going to be using. And I think I might have forgotten a d6. I have a lot of dice for seeing things.
Yeah. So you look at this and you realize.
Actually, I did forget a d6. Hold on. It's just a 2.
Actually, you've the threshold was specifically hitting exactly 18. You now can't see the machine.
Oh well.
The
machine has vanished.
You're looking at it. It kind of, you've seen very few machines in your life, and you saw the ones in the lab, and comparing those to the one you see in front of you is like night and day. Like, this is, you don't know if somebody with tech magic built this. This is like a machine made of like simple clockwork and like the only reason it's running is that the efficiency of the like self-winding mechanism in there hasn't fully burnt out.
So what is it doing right now?
Currently it is projecting light onto the ceiling, which is like a domed ceiling that has this map on it, but projected into, a round spherical shape. Or a dome.
Well, whoever built this might not have used tech magic, fellas. This is some really advanced clockwork.
Oh shit.
That you can infer that, like, you've heard stories that tech magic is considered newer among magics. It's only been around for a couple hundred years at most. This might predate it.
Yes, this might be older than tech magic.
How old is tech magic? Did you just say that?
About 200 years.
We learned about that in school, Liam.
I am asking as a player that.
And then you just said the answer.
And none of you. I don't know if any of you did. You guys, I gave you plenty of options for one of you to play a nerd, and everyone was too cool for school.
Look, I repeatedly am playing a deeply specialized interest spaz.
Lowen was not paying the most attention during school because he studied ahead.
I like the big monsters.
It's fine. I'm mostly making a little joke. It's not. I'm not personally offended if you guys do bring up the fact that you learned in school.
I only know the things that I can roll that I know. Okay.
Yeah.
But also, you as a player were like just given the information before asking that, which is why I responded in character.
That's fair. I thought that like maybe I did a thing where I missed that being established before, so I just wanted to check if that was just like a reminder.
You did. It was just that it was established.
Well, as in, you might have said it to us as
it was not established prior to like it was that it was new. Yeah, that it was like 200 years was established like immediately before you asked.
Yeah, so that's on me. I just needed to be reminded. Because I'm putting up my notes and stuff on the side. It's not like it matters. I just wanted to check, so I knew like where that started and how like old we're talking about.
Yeah, this thing's a relic.
Yeah, it's pretty big and not made to be moved from this location.
Great grandfather might have seen it. How did we find it again? We found it with something stuck in the machinery.
Yes, something was jammed in there, and you had.
Did it seem like it was okay? I don't know if it's too late for that because we fixed it, but I guess I can't roll to like figure out if it was like an intentional jam. I probably can't do that because we've already removed the thing, right?
I can just tell you that it didn't seem like somebody jammed a big thing into it, otherwise it would have been more broken. It seems like through the course of hundreds of years of operation, something slipped, or a rock fell into the machine and chipped or something. It wasn't right. No one.
Right.
You also know that no one had been down here for a very long time.
Right, okay. There was also that sphere I could tell was in this thing that I was going to steal for Llewellyn if they weren't here.
It's an interesting thing. Who would just leave this here?
Yeah,
like who's just let the random. This is just Liam. Sorry, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say the sphere is a minor energy, like it's.
But Liam is gonna think out loud. So who would just leave this projector here in this random cave with just a map that supposedly details like the spots of, or was it 5 different potential great beasts or ritual spots, and then just kind of leave it.
Well,
like we don't see any bodies. Nobody died here. They just kind of left.
no, but sometimes you need to leave in a hurry.
I guess so. And this was like a big thing where we couldn't like pick it up or anything.
Yeah, it is kind of the size of a person almost.
Okay. Can I don't know if this is part of basic supplies, but can I try and like take up a piece of paper and a pen, and then I will try and make a rough sketch of like the map,
Oh,
and then
wow.
like the spots, all 5 spots, so that we
You-
can have that.
You physically have a map.
I know, but like, and I wanted to just have my own thing as well.
Okay. You can roll the sketch version of the map. I feel like
I'm just going to annotate the map.
Need to wait for my thing to load, but what would I be rolling?
Trying to figure that out, aren't I?
All right, there we go. I mean, I would say probably mind, right? Because you have to like kind of have a mind for like being able to draw.
I think it's just to pitch it out. Mind agility.
Okay, either works.
Like I'm meaning just roll both
Oh, like together or separate?
together. Doesn't really matter. I'm making it a fusion check here. All right, with a 15, you make a rather quality sketch of the map that has the locations marked on it.
Okay, I'll put that note in my own personal pocket, and then. God, I remember I was gonna fiddle with the machine after we came back, but honestly, I don't know if there's any need to.
I'm glad. I'm glad you figured that out because there's not. You fiddle with this
I mean,
machine for
yeah, but
another
it's just
hour.
for the fun of it.
Y'all got very obsessed with the
What if we
machine.
ask
You
the
almost started a
machine if it
cult.
knows anything about the Lord of the Bracelet?
The machine
Machine, where's
has
Bernard?
the machine has no thoughts. It is in fact a projector.
I'm gonna see if I can get it to play the latest stage play adaptation of Lord of the Bracelet.
Okay. Are we feeling ready to move on?
There we go. I'm rolling tech.
Well, damn.
All right, you're attempting to change what the machine projects.
Upgrade that shit.
We're gonna explode that again.
Yeah, I see no.
He turns it into a heat ray. It is slowly boring into the ceiling, and will be for the next 1,000 years.
What the fuck?
All right. So you look at the machine and you realize that even though it is highly impractical in terms of projecting any form of actual image, as it is made to shoot light in several different directions onto a domed ceiling, you you like what you're able to do is you're able to like sort of morph like the tech without even touching it, like moving pieces together, and you even are able to get it to project different colors of light than it was originally going to, because you can turn parts of it into like a prism. And um you do make it able to now it now no longer projects the circles onto the map above, but instead onto the map on the ceiling is now a projection of your memory of a stage play of the Lord of the Bracelet.
I'm so glad I did that.
Now, if anyone ever finds this, it will not be useful to them, as it will just be a memory of a stage play of a show. Projected onto a dome, which isn't really the optimal viewing style. It's like deeply weird.
We're
It's so
underground, right?
ancient, surrealist art.
What were you saying there?
We're underground, right?
Yes.
Hey Teddy, do you think you could like flatten out the dome? Is that a thing you could do, or like just have some stone extend out?
Ninja
See if it
desperately
improves the
getting us out of
picture.
the cave, us deciding, well, you know one more thing.
I mean, yes.
And he doesn't hit a 50 here, you all fucking die from the cave collapsing.
Literally the meme of rocks fall on you and you die.
The rocks fall, you die, but it's not the GM getting angry. It's us fighting around in the cave.
You literally
Stop.
actively cave in a cave.
Just
What-
spend the entire rest of the campaign here inventing a movie theater.
What vision are you going for here? I say, looking at him, just kind of like, this is the first time I've seen him get excited for something that wasn't like
Animal.
body horror or like kind of violent. So I'm like kind of invested
I'm
in it.
like, you can sense the Willows are trying to intensely think about it, like trying to project the thoughts into you. He does not have that ability, but he is trying.
I'll like tap him to kind of like open up the thought vein a little bit.
So you see that he's just is trying to get the thing to, rather than being like sort of strange and like distorted by the dome, just be flat. So it's like a modern movie projector, but you have to lay down on your back to watch the film.
Okay. Uh I'll I'd like to roll stone and molding.
Yeah.
And I'd also for the ceiling, and I'd like to make a series of like, well, I'll see how well I do.
I love that you could technically quantify this as us just grinding like rolls in a side area. Just
No, look, I'm
like just
helping.
I
in a
did that
broad
because
scope.
like Lowen wanted to do the things. Just like I kind of want to see if I can do this.
Yeah, and now you like there are parts of this like this was a wondrous relic of a past age that now is still probably pretty interesting, but completely unfunctional. And this
Because
room had like a beautiful 3D or like a to project a map onto the inside of a sphere perfectly. And now like you're just like, oh well actually I would prefer it wasn't a dome, you know?
I'd prefer it wasn't a map. I'd prefer it was instead a flat surface for my theater. So I'm instead smoothing out the map of the world that hurt my brain, as you remember.
Yeah, as you smooth it out, you begin to realize that it was just fully a map. As like parts move up and shift in place, you're like, oh, it's the map.
It might have been a map.
The loss of all
Well,
these historical artifacts is a shame, but do I think there's potential in charging people for this?
all right. So I make it the smooth box he wanted. And then I'd like to look to the ground, and I'm like, all right, and then I'd like to make a series of like recessed kind of like like bench chairs, like kind of into the stone that you could kind of slouch into. and look up.
By the way, yeah, you take an insight token there, Callum. Uh, I will say, you absolutely believe you could charge somebody for this. It's a prime location, deep in a cave, miles away from civilization.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Leave? Not allowed.
Where you have to walk about another quarter mile through a tunnel that no one has walked through other than you guys, only to see a projection of a memory of a stage play with no audio. It's the greatest business of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
Real auteur shit.
Honestly, you know, before we leave, I feel like we could just like make this place a little bit more comfortable for the next visitors, you know?
It had been hundreds of years since anyone came down here.
Well, like make a stone chair or something they can sit
He's
on,
working
you know?
on. He was working on bench seating, which doesn't make
Right.
sense because the projection's on the ceiling, so you're just sort of laying
Yeah.
on a different flat
I'm
surface.
gonna
No,
in one of the corners. I'm gonna create a vine swing.
Yeah,
All right.
you're laying on your back, but like it's kind of carved into the ground so that you get nice laying posture. I want to see how nice I make these chairs.
Yeah, make those chairs and make the vine hammock.
He had a vision for what he wanted this to be, and I don't need to understand it. I just need to make it so.
Yeah. Somewhere in the world, hundreds of people are dying. There's probably war, famine, and there. And here we have
Our intrepid heroes are
We-
building a movie theater.
we have 5 teens building a movie theater where one of them's zoned out in the corner.
I made a swing and I'm just swinging on it.
You
I haven't seen
you
you
didn't
roll.
roll for the swing.
Oh, sorry.
By the way,
I've-
7 is you made like some. You could have been better. It's not your best work.
Now,
Right.
me as a player has like had a very silly idea
Yeah.
of trying to use mind magic to like create an area auditory hallucination on loop to get the sound going.
It could happen. I will remind you that the last time that any of you created a lasting illusion, it drained them very much. But it did work. People do believe that rock is still there, and you didn't dispel it.
I mean, we did dispel it, didn't we?
No,
We didn't dispel
you
it.
didn't. I
We
asked.
just
never-
told
it-
one person
Okay, because
what
I
we
feel
did.
like I remember at least the animal people knowing there's an illusion there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
we did
only
tell.
one person knows.
We told
I
Counselor
think the one person was the leader,
Wolfsbane.
aka they probably told their people.
and
Presumably.
No,
and she also already knew before you told her because she had a message come to her from her brother, who
Right,
explained
right.
what happened.
Right.
Like there are people who live in this world, and like that's one way that things happen, you know.
Did I make the swing?
Yeah, it's not the best, but it's a swing.
Does it like handle my weight?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's not like super comfortable though.
Oh, my butt.
Got like weird angles to it when you're laying there.
Oh, that's a broad ass. That's a very broad swing.
Look, I had to take any opportunity to use tech magic I can get because that shit does not come up often.
Yeah. willing to
Alright,
go to the
Alright.
tech place.
All
Then
right,
that's
are
gonna
we
be so useful.
are we ready to go?
Yes. I'm ready to see my son's token. The beautiful derpy little turtle boy.
All right.
I'm Llewellyn is just sat there watching for a minute. Is like, gets up slowly.
Technically speaking, I can show you the tokens, whatever.
Yes. Yes.
So okay? So like, what is the deal with your son?
Why can I not move my son?
Because I did not set ownership when Ninja asked me to do it.
I don't.
Right click configure permissions.
That in the configuration.
You right click configure permissions, it should say. It should let you set Panda as the owner.
Which of these buttons is configure permission? Is it just in the open configuration menu?
Oh, you right click on the actor.
Oh, the actor. Like,
Oh yeah, I wasn't being specific enough. I could also just go over into the other DM account and fix it.
Yes, my son.
Now delete him and place him back down. Or not. That works.
his son is a little. He made a stone golem that he infused with mind magic. Consistently drains him every day, but it exists, and
I'm just looking at it.
I guess by the logic is sentient. He has a sense of self.
It's good to know that plan might work.
This is Amy Thist.
All right.
Amy. Oh, haha.
Um. And Forza's token has been updated.
Yeah, you'll notice right here.
It's Richie.
The creature.
Every time you guys create and or recruit a creature, I need you to know that you are extorting me for somewhere between $30 and
Listen.
$50.
No. Jin
Hey
is
Jin, you
drawing
should start
stuff
recruiting
that
creatures.
Jin is drawing stuff that Jin wants, and then you're paying for it and using it.
Yeah, except that those ones were not. Like, these ones were on request.
You know,
Okay, I understand the deer, but
the
the
deer
other
would have
two.
been done for free, I'm sure.
I don't know.
But you're
Well,
being
it's either the
fair.
deer
But
would not
you're
have
being
had the
fair,
art
but
Jin wanted it to, or
don't make us feel bad.
I fully am also capable and willing to pay for the things
I know the price of
that I
like
ask
things.
for.
I've paid for things myself.
Yeah.
all right. I'm going to recruit every single animal we see from here on out.
Yes.
The tragic blight that killed all living creatures who aren't human.
Why is
Boulders
there a
fall on the
party
floating
and
they die.
mitten?
You think I won't try and charm people into the party?
This is
We're raising an
Bernard
army.
should be in the party.
Oh,
Just
that's his
saying.
cursor.
that is-
I just saw a mitten to just dead on over his face, and I was like,
But all right,
"You've
we're moving
claimed
to
Callum."
we get out of the cave.
yeah, you get out of the
mini
cave
cave.
uneventfully. And you
Like,
continue down the tunnel, I assume.
Yeah, yeah. We continue down the path we were going.
Mm-hmm. It takes most of the rest of the day to make it to the end of this tunnel. And you sort of exit out into like a not a cliff, but like the side of a mountain that overlooks the desert as the sun is setting, and you can kind of see in the very far distance light that seems to be you're going.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. You did not inform us you were leaving.
I did. I said I'd be right back, but am I gotten talked over?
Totally possible. Right now to stop the cave music and desert. I don't know what this sounds. Oh fuck. So, any of you keeping watch? Keep watch.
I'll keep watch for the first shift.
I'll
Yeah.
take second.
I'll take the bird.
Like well-known fourth watch. Um, everyone who takes watch in order, just do like a perception check thing.
Oh.
Which
Alright, give me a
is
second.
aware.
Where is?
Yeah.
Wait,
It would
we
be aware.
need the cube of you're in the zone for. Oh,
Why do you still have a D20?
Oh, I guess I forgot to
Yeah,
fix.
you're supposed to take a skill and lower that down.
Oh, fucking skill for aware. Okay.
I'll spend an insight token on that.
there we go. You can move yourself into the rectangle if you are taking watch.
Oh my god, I can't think. Alright, I'll roll and then I'll think of something.
You already have any skill in
Well,
that?
no, as
Why
in,
is Junior
what's that
rolling?
skill?
Because I have them highlighted. It won't stop being highlighted.
Some of the skill dice exploded.
Junior ratting us out to the authorities.
So I did pretty good.
Yeah.
I think.
I would agree. Pretty good.
Oh, the biggest bane of my existence, trying to think of a fucking aware subskill.
Could you just
Make sense.
perception? Pick
Wait, what
smell?
now?
You could pick a
sight?
sense.
Scent. Okay.
Sense like sight or hearing.
Scent is a sight. Is a sense. So he's not wrong.
You could. I'm just making sure that you understand. That you heard
I
me
think it's
correctly.
because you said scent and then he said smell.
Yeah. You could pick smell, taste, touch, sight, hearing.
Next.
Hearing.
Yeah, but that one only lets you see the ghosts that have already been everywhere.
Aware.
It's more of a curse than a real skill.
The sick. Alright. And then it goes back to the D8.
So Llewellyn, on your watch, sort of in the distance, far past uh where you think you're gonna end up having to go, you see like you can detect the motion in it first. Because it's against a dark sky. But you see sort of like a wall of sand moving off towards the east. It's not moving towards you. And inside of it, you do just see the sparks of lightning.
Thunderworm. Well, I'm not waking anybody up for that.
Yeah.
I'll let them know in the morning.
So did you end up rolling an additional skill with that course, or did you pick a skill that doesn't apply to keeping?
Oh, if hearing counts.
Hearing would count. You could hear things.
There you go, that's a 10 then.
It's very quiet. Nothing out of the ordinary is happening during your.
Right.
And what did you get on your watch? In? All right. Callum, on your watch, I'm going to give you the first move as you sense the ground shake and 3 of those sandworms that you've faced once before pop out of the sand.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing I just, as a joke, had Amy vibing along for all of the fucking the watches.
Rocky will be the next one.
Imagining I wouldn't name it Rock Lee.
That's the third one. So yeah, you're being attacked by the sandworms lag, but you have move 1, and whoever you can manage to wake up will roll initiative together.
Okay, yeah, definitely. If I can get to the well.
You can.
I'm probably just asleep by the fire as a lion. I like being outdoors.
I need a reminder, Ninja. What does nocturnal mean again? That I can see in the darkness?
I think it means that you are
Is
better at being woken up at night or staying up at night. Like if I have you, like if you do too many
Can I make a
successive,
roll to like try and hear, like, because I have no hearing and nocturnal? Could I maybe perceive that there is noise happening?
you are deep enough asleep. If Leg's decision is to yell for everyone to wake up, then it will help you roll the check that would be required to be woken
Okay.
up by it.
right
I
on
hear
my
you.
way. I will yell, but go for anyone that's still asleep.
Okay, what would that be? An aware roll?
Yeah, it's aware plus anything that you think assists in hearing about what he's yelling.
We have worm sign.
This is weird. I need to actually consider how much of myself I have connected to Amy at any given time. Probably not that much yet.
Yeah. But I guess Llewellyn can roll to wake up as well.
All
Just
right.
an aware check about hearing. I would say an 8 does it. So we know what we're shooting for.
How in the desert are we?
You're pretty deep in the desert, but like you're on the
And we're
mountainside.
So I'm gonna make sure I used all the things I need to. I have new skills. Obviously, sight's not gonna help. Would being a lion currently help? Because I usually sleep in lion form. This has been established.
Do lions hear better than?
They're cats. I'm sure they have a broader auditory spectrum.
Lions hear better than,
Yeah, they have.
especially at lower frequencies. Apparently.
Yeah,
Cool. So
actually, it
then I,
seems to be.
then I should probably.
I'll
There
let
we
you
go.
roll lion on top of it.
Which means animal as well. Yippee! And lion exploded. I am very awake.
Yeah, lions hear even better than dogs.
I sensed the rumbling.
All right. Is Teddy gonna roll to wake up?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they should probably get stoned to this. They're in the ground.
This is actually. No, I'm actually gonna roll them.
So let's.
Junior's awake.
Snap awake like Squidward.
In this, you notice that Junior doesn't deeply sleep.
Right, yeah, big deer.
I mean, is the ground shaking enough that like it would actually be reasonable for me to roll stone?
Um, it would l- eventually, yes, but currently, you don't. Your stone magic isn't able to detect through sand.
Ah,
It's
got it.
too.
Okay.
It's too fine a material for you to like. It's the stone version of like connecting to too many mines. Like you acknowledge that they are all rocks, but there are too many of them for you to focus on any one of them.
Got it. Got it. So, like, when they hit the mountainside and started digging through that, I would feel it, but they haven't moved into a hard enough material yet.
Yeah. You
Okay.
guys are like on sand next to the mountain.
All right. So. Oh, hey, my thing exploded.
All right. I would say you are all awake and aware for the fight.
Ninja, I sent you something.
How much of my energy did I get back, if any? If I'm rudely woken.
Um, you're pretty well rested. It was like halfway through the final shift of things. So I would say that you could be as fully rested as you would get. Um,
Alright.
maybe minus one energy you
Alright.
gain people if they want to be really particular about it.
Well, I didn't even take a shift, so I'm gonna be.
Um,
What even stats does Amy have?
I don't know. I haven't figured
What?
that one out.
Amy is a non-combatant until we figure that out.
Yeah, they're
We'll just be rolling my D6 golems sub skill die for Amy until we figure things out further.
how do I need to remember how to.
How to combat?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna click on a bunch of people, and then you right click on us, and then you see a little sword and shield. You toggle the combat state of the tokens.
Yeah.
The roll initiative button doesn't work, does it? Or no, it does.
It does, yeah.
Probably did get that.
It just had to have 0d0 for some reason because it didn't
Oh.
otherwise.
Wait, so how do I roll this?
It
Just
also,
click the button on the sword tab.
Oh, fuck.
so what's the initiative again?
You just probably roll the button. It's
Yeah, but like, what makes
It's,
up initiative?
agility, base agility and base aware both exploding, I believe.
yes, I think it is base agility plus base aware. You guys must be rolling. going to use. These are
Are
sandworms.
those sandworms? Yeah.
We're gonna do minor theater of the mind, as it isn't. I guess it is happening in your campsite. This does work. You can put yourselves wherever you want in camp, like whichever tent you were coming out of.
Well,
Would have been running up to the fire ahead of them yelling, so
Yeah.
I'd just still be by the fire. So these are. Are you supposed to use sandworms?
Yeah, those are sandworms. I didn't have a sandworm
Okay,
token.
look, I just wanted to be sure
Oh,
that
where
I
is
didn't miss
the
something.
initiative button?
It's in the combat menu. Don't click the one for the Rock or Junior, as I don't think they have stats, and it'll just error out.
So,
I think it'll
And
work.
you've
It'll just
removed
count
Teddy
them
from
as
combat.
0.
I've added Teddy
Okay.
back to combat.
And has
How-
been once again removed.
Okay, I'm gonna add Teddy to combat, and then you go on the top right to combat encounters. Roll Ted. There we go.
There we go.
okay, and then I just don't do anything with the falsely named Rock E.
Yeah. There we go. We will begin combat. Galen, is your turn.
Alright. Time to stab one of them. Or actually, could I make some vines and slow them down?
You could try that. They are wormy, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
it's not what they're used to digging through, though.
yeah.
What do they look like?
They're like sort of like a. They're kind of snake-like, kind of worm-like, and they have a bunch of like spikes on them, and they have like a deep glow in their like stomach that leads you to believe
Oh.
that they have some amount of energy power.
So, are
Okay.
they like kind of like tremors E? Are they like remoras from like
Are the mouths circular and
D&D?
flat, or is there like a beak to it?
Um, they seem to be. I would go with circular.
Circular and flat, so it's just
Yeah.
like an open circular mouth.
Yeah.
And it looks like they have an internal heat, so they're like likely eating and melting the things they're eating or consuming.
You could assume that. Yes.
Okay.
I would say take an insight token if you haven't already for the 3. You try to like grab them with the vines to like slow them down, and they just sort of slither through them.
Do they have like scoots? Are they like worm, like segmented, or?
Yeah, I would say they have like segments to them, and they have like, and like they have almost scales that seem like they would be rather protective. Especially like they look like they would especially be resistant to heat. In the fact that like they have to dig through hot sand all the time.
Hmm.
They're covered, again in spikes but they almost they're not like jagged. They're kind of like the pins of a porcupine. You almost sense that they kind of dual function between uh, a sense organ and a defensive thing. Like
Oh, so they're kind of covered in like little quills on the outside?
yes, not entirely, but like in in rings they have sets of quills.
Okay, so and I'm just thinking of this. I'm trying to, because you don't have art, and it not entirely by your fault, right? But
Yeah.
like I'm trying to attach this to things I know. This is slightly now drifting a little closer to like a purple worm, right? Kind of like
I have no image of my mind of the purple worm. Let me look it up.
but instead of the three lines, it has the and occasionally the entire ring will be spiked out.
Yeah, I would say that like kind of similar in that, except that instead of having like horns on it, every two like there are two sets of like fully like resistant plates, and then there's one that is a ring of like hair pins, and it goes
Okay,
down that way.
this is interesting. Okay.
They're also like a reddish brown. Um Sort of like they would sort of blend in, um, but do have slightly different colors than the sand.
I love weird monsters. And is it like a jaw, or is it just like an open maw?
You're not sure if it can close. Like when they popped up, they are keeping their mouth open, but there is a chance that they can bite.
Okay.
You
All
also
right.
don't know what happens if you reach your arm into one. Like there could be like spines on the inside.
All right. So that was
It's a
Callum's
fucking
turn.
chainsaw.
Liam, your go.
Oh, okay. So, Ninja, I was sitting here coming up with a crazy plan, and I'm gonna ask you whether or not it's possible.
Yes.
So, because they have energy inside of them, specifically like their stomachs, and it's this heat source for them, uh, is there a way I can try and I will target one, and can I somehow try and tap into the energy inside the stomach and reverse it into cold?
You can try, yeah.
Yeah, I
That
wanted to know
that
if
would
it was
be
possible to try and roll for it.
you can roll for it. I will tell you before you do that it will not be easy.
Okay, because if I fail, my next idea would have probably been that I'm gonna try my jar of energy and just see if I can try it on that first to get some practice and then try again. But if it fails, it fails.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would just be energy D10.
You have sub skills related to this?
Mm, we had a whole thing about how I was able to control essentially the weather at some point. So I don't know if that
No,
like
you
my
did it once. You never made a sub skill around it.
okay,
Did
because I
energy
remember
never
that, like the
reach a
time.
D20 for you? Don't.
No, it never has yet.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I guess it's just a D10, and yeah, I can't blow that up.
Yeah, you're not able to reverse the like you push against the energy that you feel there, but like as you're trying to like reverse parts of it, it just like they have energy magic flowing through them that just resets it back in place.
Okay.
Like you were trying to override their own energy core.
Yeah.
All right. Worm time. All right. So this worm, they're just gonna try to bite Callum. They're right in front of. All right. 17 to hit.
All right. Energy plus body, still not enough. I
You,
mean, tough plus body.
yeah. You oh, it beat by 5, didn't it?
Yes.
It like lunges for your leg, and you try to toughen that up, and it just bites down hard. You get a whatever, is it a major injury? Is that what I've called it? The
Yeah.
step
Major,
above
minor,
minor.
critical.
Minor, major, critical.
Yeah. Major.
Major, major.
And it's Teddy's turn.
Is it holding him in place now too?
No, it just took a bite out of him.
Okay.
All right. Um,
Why are we playing Cavern again? That's annoying.
Yeah, combat music. Intense as hell.
What's Teddy doing?
All right. I was waiting for you to get that settled and situated. All right. Well, I think I'm going to start by just well, I assume Llewellyn's gonna run in there, so I'm just gonna let him go wherever he wants. So I'm gonna see if these things are stupid or not. So I'm gonna try to mind magic this one. So I'm gonna just reach out at it. And I don't think I have any particular sub skills. that I wanna try. I guess I want to try to just pacify it initially, just like try to get a hold of it, see what's going on with it.
Okay.
Slow it, yeah. Or just like draw its attention away from Callum, so he's not getting attacked by 3 things. So, let's. Yeah, that's probably only. I'll throw my D4 on this. I think that's fine. No, I don't care if this succeeds that much. Oh, hey, it exploded. Okay. Ah, shit. Okay. Your mother. Well, for a thing I didn't care about that much.
Yeah, you're like, I don't care if this succeeds. Rolls a 34.
It's like, do I have a worm now?
Okay, well, I have a question. How do you want this to happen? Do you want to, like... You either can cause this thing to fully flee from you, or I guess you could rewrite its brain if you wanted it.
What do you mean rewrite its brain?
To make it your friend.
How much money are you willing to make Ninja spend?
I think I would be spending money at that point. I also have income. How big is this thing?
It's like a... It's probably like 10 foot long, but like much thinner. Like it's a long, thin guy.
Um, honestly, it's just weirdly useful enough to me that yeah, sure, I'll tax my energy again. How much energy is this? As like, yeah,
Probably a 2. Could fully like it's like 1. You're rewriting the brain of a creature that has no real thought. Like I probably could have rolled a D2 for the level of intelligence a sandworm has.
I just fucking beat its roll by like 30.
Yeah.
So what, does this thing like disappear underground and just like lift me up?
I would say you are like at least right now you are fully in control of this creature. Like it will do whatever you want it to because you've connected to it via mind, and you could tell it to do things with mind. Afterwards, it is probably just friendly towards you as long as you maintain feeding it.
A thing that ostensibly seems to eat rocks and occasionally meat. Yeah, we can
Well,
take
yeah,
care of it.
I think it doesn't try to eat the rock. It's after things with nutritional value. That's why it's attacking you guys.
I thought it was just being an asshole.
All right. that ends.
My turn, yeah.
So I'm just gonna move that guy over to prove which worm was the one that was possessed.
What's going on?
It's your
All right,
turn.
so I'm up. All right, sorry. I'm gonna use my animal magic to try and make one of them fucking leave.
All right.
I hate that this thing keeps closing itself, despite the fact that I told it not to. Yeah, I can tax myself a bit.
All right. This one. Here's on status effects. Gonna.
It's up next. I can just leave.
Yeah, we're giving it the dead status effect. He's gone. It left. It digs into the ground and just goes.
See ya.
Anyway, I will be right back, but feel free to continue, since I should be back before my turn's up again. I'll still be able to hear what's going on.
All right. So what are you doing with your controlled sandworm?
Just gonna pet it. Just like inspect its like quills.
All right.
Caleb is under attack.
Oh, is it my turn again?
No, it's
No,
the
oh
worm's
no,
turn.
it's the worm's turn.
Yeah, it's the worm's turn.
I'm going to pet the worm, says the worm.
No, I was thinking, like, it makes sense. He doesn't want to, like, put it into combat.
Yeah, the worm's gonna come up next to me. It's gonna be like, "Hello, person who is in control of my brain," and I'm like, "Hey."
Person who's made me unable to.
Eat.
I have so many new thoughts, and it's like, yeah,
Thoughts like anger.
All right. If that's that. Callum's turn.
Okay. Trying to make a net didn't work so well. Just have to deal with them like I did the last time. That's agility plus energy.
you could re-roll that.
Yeah, I should spend an energy. Making the nail cold before stabbing.
The dice do be hating.
Yeah. That's fine though.
Hating. They
Yeah.
hating.
Liam, do something.
Liam's turn.
All right, so the situation is one worm is hanging out. One worm left because honestly, fuck these guys. And one worm took a bite out of Caleb, but is no longer like holding it. Like he's not holding him; he just took a bite.
Yeah.
But it is like above
Was
ground.
it the worm that left, or is it the one that's still here?
The one that's still here.
Is it above ground, mouth open?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I don't have one prepared, but is it possible that I can just sort of create like an acorn or something that I can grow, like some kind of seed, just out of I don't know my shoulder or something? I can just make one with my hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need a roll for that because I have a different thing I want to roll.
What's the full thing that you're doing?
Okay, so I want to take a seed like an acorn, something that will grow into something that will clog the mouth, and I want to throw it towards the mouth, and then use my power of plant, like when it's in the mouth, to sort of grow and basically jam like the mouth, and
Okay.
potentially like deprive it of oxygen if it needs that kind of stuff. Whatever happens, you know.
Everyone knows worms breathe through their skin.
Okay. But yeah, so that would be a plant roll. Well, okay, do I roll for the toss first?
Yeah, but this it's an agility based attack for the
Okay.
grow.
D D12. I was gonna ask if navigation counted for the throw.
Know the answer.
Oh, I'm gonna re-roll that.
You know
For
which
an energy.
continent the worm's mouth is in.
You could spend an energy to say you succeeded.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay, I would spend an energy to make it succeed.
I don't know if we allow that during combat. Because they have to be able to contest your roll.
Okay, but then
In combat, energy can
can I
only be used to
re-roll it
reroll
at least?
going forward. Yes.
Okay.
I thought we were also using energy to be able to just like replace insight tokens for laddering.
That is also true. We can do both of those things in combat.
You can't just auto succeed.
Yeah.
So what is it? Can I auto succeed with an energy?
No.
No, not in combat.
Okay, well then it's a 6.
Alright, let's see if it dodges. It does not dodge.
Fucking stupid. Okay.
Now you can roll plant to see how well you jam its
D10
mouth.
plus D6 plus D6. See if anything exploded. Okay,
One
one
of them
did.
did.
So that's a D8.
And so what
Wait,
what
is it?
Oh,
sub
fuck
skills
me.
are you using?
Well, okay, so if a sub skill explode, I just increase it to a D8.
No. It stays at D6
Okay.
and you roll again. But I will let
Fuck, man, it exploded.
I will
God
let
damn
you
it.
keep the explosion on that just because you exploded at D8.
Okay, then I
It's-
will roll 2 D6s right now.
Well, no, you're gonna roll one more D6 right now. You rolled a 6 on a D6 when you rolled a 1D8 and got an 8. I'm
Okay,
giving
right.
you
So
that
you've
one for
got-
free.
Oh my god. Oh my
What the fuck is he doing?
Okay. You're gonna have to count all that.
Okay, so that's
The guy is dead.
24 plus 14. 38. You just
14
grow
plus
a
6 plus 6
tree
plus 4.
through its skull.
Well,
Oh,
he
hell
does
yeah.
get to probably defend against whatever this is happening. He didn't dodge the thing, but let's see. He could explode.
Yeah,
Like all I was
Closing
thinking
his
was that it was
mouth.
gonna clog the mouth, but if potentially this is like
Alright,
this that severe.
Alright, his
know?
head explodes as a tree grows through it.
Grow, my beauty, grow! Can I use the nourishment of like the energy inside the belly to sort of turn it into like a like okay, how do I explain this? Is the word translucent where it's like kind of lightly glowing the tree, like the leaves and stuff?
Yeah.
So it's like a mixture of like energy and plant to kind of come together and make this like cool lit up tree basically.
The roots grow into the sand and through the energy organ inside the worm that gives it nourishment that the desert normally wouldn't provide. There's now a tree
Hell yeah.
here.
Hell yeah. I've grown. How big is it? Is it like a big tree that will like.
It's like a 10-foot tall tree.
Oh shit.
It's like not a full grown tree, but it's like not a sapling either.
Yeah.
New landmark.
Is that the end of combat then?
Yeah, combat just ends.
I'm going to walk over and just like just put my hand on my tree and just like admire it.
We did it. We won really easily because they were animals.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, I don't want to do this fight. I'm just going to make it fuck off.
You also
One
just
fuck
like
off. One became
refused.
a friend.
You refused to give it any option.
It's not that Llewellyn was concerned about it. It's just like, it's a fucking headache. Just get out of here, man.
I don't fucking deal with you. You,
Just get
you
out
you
of
can
here.
just write down you have one of these sandworms, and if we need if you keep him long enough, we'll get him a token.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. We assuming that he has permanent control of this animal's thoughts?
He rolled a 30 on a creature whose entire mind could be a D2.
All right.
Yeah. You have the bush baby just on vibes. I used mind magic.
He rewrote the fucking
I also have a tree now. Is
synapses
the
in the
tree a
worm's
party member?
brain. The tree is here permanently in the ground.
Now put it in a really big pot and bring it with us.
Oh,
That would be stone magic. You didn't take stone magic. You took
Well, I
energy
can ask
magic.
for a favor.
You
oh, hey,
could.
what a coincidence! We've leveled up again. Wow.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Liam will just admire the tree, and this, like, I will now just sleep next to the tree for the rest of the night.
I will feed the worm bits of blown up other worm.
That tastes like Johnny.
Worms don't have names.
That tastes like.
I don't think I again, I'm gonna tell you the rock is more
I just wanted to make a noise.
The tree has more sentient than these fuckers.
Okay, so the tree, 0 sentience. Worm, 1 sentience. The rock guy, probably sitting around 5 or 6, you know?
The deer, God help us all.
The deer probably more sentience than like.
All of us combined.
I mean, maybe not all of
He's
us.
he's on human level. He's human level intelligence.
This is the child of a god.
He look. You know, we, depending on the subject, probably better than him. He's probably better at like, you know,
Nature.
directions than us, like nature studies than us, but like other things we're better.
Differential
Professor-
calculus.
Yeah.
Professor Deer, at your service.
Physics.
All right. Since the
Nuclear
tree is
engineering.
over here, I will drag my character, or not. There we go. I'm gonna sleep right here.
There's only like an hour before full sunrise.
Well, that's an hour.
Okay, yeah.
I'm taking a nap.
You take an hour-long nap and then pack up and get ready to go.
Yeah, Amy's just
I
gonna
get
look
back
at
my
you.
energy?
What?
Do we heal like our injuries and our energy, or
No.
just a 1 hour not help?
You
No.
might get a single point of energy back.
You don't. You're. And in fact, growing a tree through the guy did cost you 2 energy.
What the fuck?
You grew a full tree in 6 seconds.
Yeah, the dice decided that was the new plan. I didn't mean for that to happen.
Do you have any idea how often I didn't mean for the things that I do to happen?
Icarus didn't mean to fall when he flew too close to the sun.
I
But he
threw
paid
an
the price
acorn into the
anyway.
mouth of a worm and said grow, and that fucking tree decided I am the
Yeah,
inevitable.
and you could have just, I don't know, stabbed him with your sword.
No, because then I could have taken damage like Caleb did. We don't know how much health it had.
Don't worry,
And-
Amy's gonna watch
While
over
you were
you.
busy petting your worm, I was fucking trying to kill
Who's
one
up
of
here
them.
petting their worm?
Look, do you not want me to watch over you while you're falling asleep?
Thank you.
Yeah, take your 2 extra energy damage.
I did.
And you'll
have-
like it.
I mean, okay, how far are we to the city from here to capital?
You will probably reach it tomorrow.
Oh, well then fucking I get my energy back because we're gonna rest again.
I mean, assuming we don't get in another fight.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
When I say
So-
tomorrow, I'm meaning you will reach the gate of the city tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Like, the day that is within 1 hour of starting. It's technically
Oh, that
today.
doesn't- No, come on.
You know, that's
Come
that's
on.
poor wording on your part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
come on.
full next day. I'm meaning we've had this combat
Next
at the
day is
start of a
after
day.
You
12
could just said
PM.
like in the evening.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Whatever. Let's
I'm
make our
running-
way to.
This was the night phase. During the day phase, you will reach the city.
All right. Let's move. And
Alright.
I will before we go.
So
I
where are the
will
Pikmin then?
just. I will just
They're
place
in
my
the
hand gently on my
antlers.
tree, give a
I'm-
single tear, and wish it good luck as we leave.
I want you to know that Amy like does the little cat kneading on you, but it's endearing but slightly painful because she weighs half a ton. It's like
Slightly painful.
Yeah, like she's not putting her whole weight into it. It's like if I imagine, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like if you've seen videos of like a baby rhinoceros or like a baby elephant playing, it's like, oh, that's cute. And then you see them like tackle into like the handler and the handler like falls to the ground. And it's like, ah, everybody's laughing. And then it's like,
I see it kind of like how big dogs are able to like pull back enough of their strength to not hurt people.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she is made of rocks.
Yeah.
Alright.
So you are vaguely here. You can see you during the night. You could see the light of the city in the far distance, from like the hillside that you were on. And through the walking in this day, you about, I would say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because you start early because it's the desert and you don't want to be there, and you don't want to as little walking in the middle of the day as you can get as possible is what you're shooting for. You get there around 4, and outside the gates of the city are 2 people wearing like a full armor set, with like big spears, and they say, "What brings you to Emberhope?"
Courier service.
You take a sip from your trusted canteen.
Delivering something to who?
Let me pull up the note here. Ah. Did I never get the person's name?
I mean, I'm trying to think of whether I'm
I
just debating whether or not to actually like name drop this motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm just checking. With
if you have the name, you can or not. Say like it's private correspondence.
It's private correspondence.
All right. Doesn't seem to be too much of the troublemaking type, other than the fact that you. Actually, I need to. Are you having the sandworm show up with you?
Yeah, but like I have like
Is
a
it
big
visible?
I have a big dopey stone ring collar around its neck.
They're gonna change what I said. Retroactively, they're gonna say, "Just don't make trouble," and they push open the gate, and you are now
Trouble makes
in
us all.
you are now in the desert city.
That we can't see
God fucking
Yeah.
damn
Darkness.
it!
because you always forget to do this.
Time to tap that
they
again.
they should not have token vision on by default. I think.
You can easily set it up. I'm pretty sure you can change the defaults too.
There you go. You see the
Oh my god.
city.
Where are we?
You're sort of up here.
Okay. We're in the desert city. Dun 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 dun.
So we should fairly immediately see the blue. What is the blue?
Water.
Okay.
There are it's a series of advanced aqueducts that run through and around the city.
You mean canals? Aqueducts would be elevated.
Technically speaking, I don't like a canal feels like it's dug into the ground. This is like it's stone lined. It's like if you built an aqueduct that was ground level.
Yeah, no, aqueduct is a more general term.
Yeah.
It can cover canals, but it is specifically for like distribution
Yes.
stuff. So like the Panama Canal wouldn't be an aqueduct because that's just for transit. It's not for water distribution.
Yeah.
As long as we don't know that they're using this water, it's a canal.
Can I?
You can
Does it
you can
look
very
like
much
clean water?
assume
It's a desert.
you can
Also, you've
assume
been
the reason that they are so diligent in you can see on the map here the spans of this water that are clearly made to make people have easy access to water.
We don't know
That's
that. They
I've
could use
been
it for
playing
shipping.
waterworks on new grounds.
It could be the sewer system, just open
Shipping.
in the open.
Shipping where? It doesn't leave the city.
Whatever, I'm going to the market.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to take a sip of the water. Is it like more refreshing than normal water? Is it like what? Is there anything special about it?
It's got it feels nice and clean. Like they're clearly doing something to maintain like a very clean water around a city.
Hmm.
It has like a light like there's a taste to it that is different. I wouldn't say it's better, but like it's different than like just having creek water.
Guys, this is pretty good.
I am astonished that you trusted your first instinct to like open-handedly reach into that water.
I mean, I could have just spit it out.
Are we supposed to pay for that? Was that illegal?
No, I just
You don't know.
my instinct would have been that waste could have gone into that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
would
how
not.
they do their plumbing.
Yeah, as this had presumably happens before I've managed to leave. I wouldn't drink from a water source without identifying what it's used for first in a city.
Yeah, but any
is
of
what
you
it
who
is.
have been here before know that it is totally normal. All of these, like the upper
like,
layer
like
water.
I know that. It's just I don't want this to be an issue in a different city.
Yeah, he's just gonna drink from every city that has any visible
Guys,
water
you're overthinking the
and just die from.
simplicity of just seeing a continuous stream of water surrounding a desert city and being like, well, fuck, man, it's so easily accessible. People must be using it like as like drinking water, and then taking a sip. And if it was bad, he would probably spit it out.
Yeah, but the
Yeah, but
issue
if it was bad,
Okay,
it could be
Horse, this isn't a
horrible.
criticism of you as a player. This is our characters criticizing Liam.
yeah, the ability, like you can't always tell water is bad by taste. It could have bacteria in it that you wouldn't know about until you're just dying from
Until you're dying of
disease.
dysentery.
I'm gonna assume that in a city you wouldn't openly just leave a river hanging around for people to drink.
That
You'd
is
be
not
surprised.
true.
Have you heard of
even
the city
remotely.
London?
That is different.
They have a fucking river that's poison.
That is not the same as
You ever
the
heard of
desert
Chicago?
city.
Literally Venice.
Yeah, you tried to
Literally
drink the canals
Venice.
in Venice.
That is not the fucking same thing here.
Dude, literally any
Like-
place with rivers.
Openly, these ones are not white. Like none of these are. You don't see many boats going up and down these. Like they're not used like canals.
It's
Yeah.
also very clear, right?
Yes, crystal.
All right, well, I'm gonna die soon, or I'm not. That's the end of that.
Yeah.
Would bacteria in the water give off faint energy?
I think you would sense them with animal magic, but I'm not.
You'd have to be
positive.
very strong with
Yeah.
animal magic.
What's going
That's,
on?
that's some master level animal
Yeah,
magic.
that's
Fuck
like
it, I'll try it. Fuck
top
it.
level
fuck it, we
animal
both.
magic is detecting bacteria.
Or
Oh, so now
it's-
when it's
that's-
animal related, you're like, ah, well, you know, if you would say.
Gotta
that's-
check.
That's some top level. That's so top level that you get into meta theory where it actually pings animal and plant.
No, actually, I figure out how to use control, and I just use animal magic to give somebody explosive cancer by commanding all of their cells to divide.
Yeah. Technically speaking, I
You now have
think
rabies.
bacteria is like in the categorizations I've given to this. I've given to this. Bacteria falls into animal, but funguses are plants. So like I gave them each a little something that feels a little bit outside of their kingdom.
On a side note, I will also give Richie like a small hand of water to drink too.
Yeah, he drinks it. He looks.
Yeah, he looks.
He-
That's about it.
He looks the way that he always does.
Yeah.
There we go. I have rolled.
You don't really get anything from the water.
It is so funny how fast we just derail into this. Like, well, now we gotta investigate the water because someone took a drink.
I mean, like, you've already done it, but like, I'll just go up and ask a guard and just be like, hey, hopefully it's fine, but just like,
Also, as ordinary people, but yeah.
I mean, I don't harass ordinary people.
So you harass
It's the-
guards is in your
Yeah,
It's
their
defense.
their
job is.
job to ask traveler or assist
this.
travelers.
Have you ever heard of just going about and then just
Liam,
meeting someone on the
please,
road
I'm
and asking
muting
them
you.
a question?
Okay, I have now
Yeah,
muted
well,
him.
while this is going on, you see Lilin transform into her and just fly.
All right.
Okay, ninja.
Not having
Mhm.
this.
I go up to a guard and is like, hey, we're new here. Can you tell me the water in the canal or in the aqueducts? There's a lot of it. Is it generally safe to drink? Are there any guidelines or rules around it? Any taboos?
It's the water in the upper level are for drinking. If you see it above here, usually we would want you to take a bucket for it, but people do whatever they want to do.
You say the upper layer? Uh,
There's an under there's a second set of aqueducts below the city that are used for transporting wastewater plants where it's treated.
okay. So presumably there's some way underground. We might discover that later. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate the time. Have a nice day.
You too, visitor.
All right, I'm going to go track down Llewellyn.
Llewellyn was going to the market district, right?
Yes, I did. I did tell people I was going to the market. I just like once that stuff was going on, I just decided, okay, I need to get the fuck over there now.
So, are you all going to the market district?
I'm going to just walk around generally.
Yeah.
All right. Was that Lag and
Liam.
Thor's Liam and Callum just walking around randomly, and then Hetty and
Yeah.
Llewellyn go off towards the market district?
Like if you have a few points of interest, maybe we could do like a just roll a random number, and that's where we have the.
All right. I literally made this map with the intent that the buildings, like, there are specific buildings and locations that are different than others and interesting. Ping where you're walking around.
See how how do I ping again? Is it hold right, hold left?
I think it's hold left click.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold left.
I would probably. So if we started over here,
You could alternatively
probably-
do this.
how do you do that?
Drawing tools.
Drawing to draw a
Where's that?
square.
Oh, drawing tools. So like kind of this way, and maybe towards this thing over here.
Yeah. So the market district is up here, I believe. That's this quad this not quadrant but piece is like the main market district.
Uh, this okay. So you do find me relatively easily once you get to the market district.
Well, only one of you went to the market district. So.
Yes, this is for the people who did. You find me haggling with a merchant over some fruits.
All right. Roll social.
Bet. We're actually getting to use social now that we're not just in the fucking woods.
Or the desert.
I'm gonna roll to explode my social.
You just join up and start helping.
Okay, if it was just Llewellyn, you wouldn't have been able to haggle down Teddy jumping in.
No, it's the traditional haggle a little bit because it's actually marked up by a lot.
I am the son of a merchant.
I mean, so am I. I'm just having a bit of a fucking headache from having to deal with the conversation related to not just drinking random fucking water.
You,
Yeah,
you,
you managed to get a good deal
these
on
are
some fruit. You get a
these
good
fruits are
basket.
not firm.
They're
You were
not
trying
meant to be
to
firm.
sell me fruits that should be firm, and these fruits should be soft. I know
Alright.
what guar fruit should be at this time of season.
So now, after we have made this purchase, I'm going to ask this merchant for some directions. 'Cause I as a player, don't remember where the fuck we went
Mhm.
because of all the weeks off we had to take.
Yeah,
We were going trying to find like the palace, right?
yeah.
I'm asking him
You
where it
assume
is.
the palace in the central district. That's sort of where all the nobles live. Impossible to miss. It's a large courtyard, a lot of people lounging, very center of town.
Just vibing.
Well,
Wonder.
let's go.
I actually
Teddy.
wonder. Um, we obviously can do that, and I intend to do that. As I'm like noshing on a luscious fruit, just succulent and like oozing juice. Um,
Zoom in, you've also got tokens now to represent where you are.
you're right.
We,
You right.
we could make those a little bigger because even though they're not,
Yeah, I can make those bigger.
yeah, just
Yeah.
double their size at least.
No. Make me and him Amy, and you guys can be the deer.
And
It's funnier that way.
and make them bigger.
That works.
Also, that yeah.
Bigger.
'Cause right now
Bigger.
they are about the size of 2 ants.
Two people are hanging out with a sandworm and a rock, and the other two are hanging out.
All right.
With a
So
fucking
I'm gonna
deer.
ask you. So while you're waiting to get you're getting that information from the merchant. Our friend's going the other direction. I will ask you high or low.
Hi.
Okay. Now
You are stabbed.
roll perception. Awareness plus whatever sense you want to use.
I guess. Yeah.
All right.
Is that for Calum too?
He would get his own roll.
That's what I meant. Yeah. I'm gonna assume that's a failure. So.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to beat, right? Oh,
Goddamn.
it's a 22 that you need.
I'm already dead.
Yeah. So you walk up to like a just pristine bathhouse.
You notice your
Ooh.
lungs are missing. Someone stole them.
Yeah, you try to gasp at the beauty of the of the bathhouse, but you can't
You can
because your
only
lungs are
inhale,
gone.
but you can't exhale. You deflate like a balloon. All your bones are gone.
You. So I'm going to ask for an honest piece here. What do you guys think the most expensive item on your body was?
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Well, it wouldn't look expensive, but that'd be the jar with all the stuff from the legendary hero.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
but like, what like to somebody who's just stealing from people, like, what's the most expensive thing that could obviously be expensive? Because a
Okay,
weird
okay.
jar of fluid is not likely to be stolen by these people.
I'm going to give you free options,
Mhm.
Ninja.
Yeah.
I mean, an energy stone is probably good pickpocketing around here.
And I hate to say this, but one is Richie. One is the handcrafted plant-based insect trap.
Uh-huh.
And the third would be the jar of energy liquid. I also
Uh,
have a dagger, a longbow, and an iron sword and 15 arrows, but I don't know if weaponry would count as like a valuable item.
yeah. So, your insect trap and energy stone are gone. Whenever you next look at all your items.
I go to try and feed my little guy with like an insect, and it's gone. Son of a bitch. Can I like look around to just see if there's any trace of anything?
Yeah.
Would be that be a new aware roll?
Yeah. I guess you can roll another aware roll.
Wow.
There's still your eyes too. Sorry. You can't see anything.
God damn it.
Well, I
Is
should
there
at
any
least give
guard?
it a shot.
Yeah. What did lag lose?
An energy stone.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write this down as stolen. Just in case, because like my memory is bad. Okay, is there any guard nearby, or is my awareness so bad I can't even tell?
You could find a guard pretty easily. They tend to be, there's guards near most of the major bridges. There's guards near the walls.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'll run over.
Yeah. What is it?
Uh, just out of curiosity, if I had some items stolen, where would I go uh to have it like written down or something? I don't know how the legal system works
The
here,
report an item is stolen.
right? Where would I go?
All right. So, like, what value was the item?
Oh, oh God, what would be the value? So one was personally crafted by Muad, therefore it is invaluable to me, but I don't know the actual value of the item as I wasn't planning on selling it. The other was a jar with some liquid in it, and similarly, I
No, it was an
cannot
energy
say
stone.
whether.
Wait a second, I have a sub skill for this.
Well, no, I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about
Your
lag.
your jar is still there.
I thought you
But
said that my
using
jar of energy got
No,
stolen too.
it was just the trap and the energy stone.
Oh, okay, that's my
using
bad.
mind and appraise, how much do I think stolen stuff is worth?
You rolled an extra d6 on that.
Goddamn.
Also, if you have one token, you can flip the
Goddamn,
d10.
son.
Well, I have exactly 1 token.
You know that his thing was about 25 gold. Yours
Holy
probably
fuck.
around 100.
That's a lot of gold for a fucking insect trap.
But
A really good
also
trap, though.
based on what
Yeah.
the way he is saying it, you know that there is a number that he needs to hear for him to even give a shit.
Does he not care about 125 gold?
You could guess.
My social is a D6.
Okay, but what if? Okay, so I'll. I guess I'll tell him. I need to talk to my friend real quick about the potential value. If you'll give us 1 second, just 1 second, and I'll whisper with Caleb and be like, should we start with the 100 to see if this person is interested at all in what we're saying? Maybe like just saying that one of the items is 100 right away would like make him perk up.
Possibly. I don't think the 25 is going to make much difference to him.
Right. Honestly, I'm surprised with that value, but okay, so we'll start with the 100, but depending on how he's feeling, maybe we can increase the value of the second piece. How does that sound?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'll let you say it.
I'd stretch it too, but he'll probably notice. What we lost was worth at least 100 gold.
Sorry to hear that, but there's really nothing we can do unless it's much higher than that.
It's
How much higher are we talking?
Somewhere in the 500 range is what we tend to make reports about.
I didn't realize that there was an inherent value to things being stolen.
I'm going to
As in,
lean back
like,
into Royce.
There are a lot of
Okay.
Lean back
thieves in
in
this
with me.
town.
Wait, I don't think we can convince him the insect trap is worth
yeah.
400.
Sorry, whatever you're gonna say, give us a moment. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, I think this is probably a fool's errand. We should probably just move on. I don't think they're gonna
If
care.
you really care about finding your stuff, people when they steal the stuff here, they're trying to sell it. If you go into some of the back alleys down there, you might be able to find who got your stuff.
There's a specific section of back alleys that are popular in the city.
Well, this is the lower income part of town, so most of the crime happens here. Well, actually,
That makes sense.
most of the selling of stuff happens here.
Right.
You know,
I
crime happens
gotcha.
everywhere.
Not really a lot to steal in the low income sections, I imagine.
Well, usually they catch people as they're walking into the bathhouse.
Why is there and I gotta say this with all my heart, a very magnificent bathhouse in the lower section of the city?
Well, it's one built right across the aqueduct. There's the noble district. This is the closest
Oh,
bathhouse to it.
okay. So there are multiple ones just right across the city.
Yes.
That makes sense. You seem to value water a lot here, which makes sense.
Hardest thing for us to get more of.
That's true. I am curious though. So I don't know how deep you know about your infrastructure in terms of this uh city, but is there a source for all this water? Because I imagine if you just drank
Uh,
infinite amounts, you would
uh,
eventually dry it up.
no, no source. Water just, water's just here, you know.
Fair enough.
It's not actually true. Just yeah, yeah. Quick second to try to. I remember seeing a music that could probably play right now. I just need to tab through where I.
It's a very cursed system where there's no well, but they do get water for foreign dignitaries as gifts.
Oh, of course, of course. No, I just thought about it, but I don't even know if I have any money on me. Do you have money, Caleb?
Now that you mention, no.
It's weird, right? I just realized we've been getting around just fine without money.
You had money in the like it was in the you got like a few hundred gold in the pouch that was given to you during. Here we go.
100G. Okay.
Also, the bathhouse was free. Like it's just you walked in.
Well, I was more thinking about the whole robbery thing, and then I realized, wait, I have money probably,
Yeah.
which I forgot to mention.
So, are you guys going towards the back alleys, or are you gonna go regroup with your friends?
I say that I wouldn't say we were going towards the bathhouse specifically. We were just roaming, but now we're going to the back alley. Why
Okay.
not?
Yeah. So we're gonna
Yeah.
bounce back to the northern group. You do know where the palace is. I want to ask you guys, high or low?
Hi.
Can we get much higher?
All right. Roll perception. To see if you spot what's going on.
Would sound apply?
Not really, because you're in a busy sort of market
Would
district.
direction or hearing or searching apply?
I would say searching can apply here.
All right.
This is like a site based, in any sort of site based or skill you want to roll there.
All right. So awareness.
Aware plus whatever sub skills you think allow you to spot a person.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
I'll be right back.
Jason Bourne.
All right.
What? My aware exploded too.
I'm almost tempted to just roll
Hey,
an
guess what?
I'm almost tempted to just roll an unrelated skill and just be like, I'm actually just like
You're just distracted because
juggling.
Wellen is locked the fuck in.
Yeah, it's like I'm like pulling candy. He's over there just like being Jason Bourne.
Um,
But sure, I'll roll my thing.
yeah. So
Cool. I'm gonna take my insight token.
yeah, Teddy, you take an insight token. You're just sort of like this is the first time in a while you've been in a market district that's this bustling. It's there's a lot going on. There's like it's so different. Like you guys spent a little bit of time in the market district over in.
By the way, how like my rock necklace thing is like going off, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so there is like empty below me.
yeah,
Got it.
definitely.
Okay.
The guy didn't just openly lie to you that there's an under part of the city.
I want to go down there though, it'll smell.
um, yeah, it's just like it's a very different culture. there's a lot more like, people actively like cooking food here, while as like most of the stuff that was like sold food wise was like dried spices and sort of um, you know different berries and stuff in the plant kingdom. This is like, there's actively cooked food here. It's a very social place, right? Like this, like people spend a lot of time in this market district. And so you're
Why I went here?
entirely distracted by all of that, while Llewellyn, out of the corner of your eye, you see a man in a similar white mask to the ones that attacked town sort of duck behind a building and enter into a like down a staircase.
I'm going to immediately relay this to Teddy. And Teddy, with just the general like emotional vibe, Lone is now on like high alert. Like Lone's usually a little bit guarded, but like now Lone is ready for a imminent fight.
I will have you note, this wasn't any of the masks that you saw in town. It's just it's the same style exactly.
It's just that is enough to get Lone
Yeah.
on alert, considering what they did.
Contact.
He doesn't know that they're the same. It's just
Someone is going to die today.
and I will also
Perhaps tonight.
lead. I'll make sure that Teddy is aware of where exactly they went down.
We will get answers. Oh my god, this means it was.
What's happening?
This means it was. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
It's
It means it was.
like I'm just like now we don't know, but we do need to break some legs at least.
What's
I like
happening? I had to go to the
I
bathroom.
like I meant I like touch his like head so I could send the thoughts to him so I can mentally say if this means it was the energy people.
I grab Teddy's shoulders. It was a similar mask. They might be connected. We don't know, but we do need to find out. This is now Llewellyn not being on the fuck it, let's just kill him train.
All right. So are you gonna directly follow this guy, or are you gonna wait to like regroup and then figure it out?
I will. Teddy, what do you want to do?
Wish I could turn into a lion. You should teach me how to turn into a lion. I want to eat him. Tear him up.
No, you really don't, man. They're tough and stringy. They taste awful. I can still try and help you if you ever awaken to animal magic. Learn more about your shape shifting.
We should probably tell the others. I'm sure they want to beat the shit out of them too. I'm sure everyone will agree the reasonable thing to want to do is destroy everything to do with these white mask people. Right?
Were the other masks white?
What do you in regards to what? As there are two sets of masks you've seen.
Right, do we still have the mental link they could just relay this over across the town?
No.
Did not across town, definitely. Oh great, there's a blacksmith now. Um, but um, you saw black masks on the people who, like, in the memories of the people who are in whose like essence are in the jars were wearing black masks, while as the people who attacked town were wearing white.
Wait, so there was a memory where we saw black masks attacking people?
No, they didn't actively attack anyone, but there was the elf ranger who died and whose essence was in one of the jars that you guys detected the memories of the last moments of their
Right.
life. They were
Right.
approached by a person in an animal, a black wolf mask.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, the wolf was the white mask. A deer was the black mask.
Okay.
So we're gonna bounce. We're just gonna keep bouncing back and forth until uh so you guys are going to the alleyway.
Yes.
All right, try to navigate any sort of navigation check to figure out if you can find the right alley.
So my navigation check is a mind. Does that mean I should roll mind?
Yeah.
That's all I got as well. No sub skills.
Navigation and can I use dodge to kind of dodge and weave through the crowd?
There isn't really an active crowd on this side of town.
Okay.
Figured it out.
What
The
about
alleys
here?
are inside the bathhouse.
How about hearing? Just trying to perk up my ears and listen. Well,
I can let you add hearing to this.
Okay. Let's see on the stats of that.
The
Okay.
6 exploded. So you sort of, just sort of start making your way into this area, down through here, dipping and diving, and then you hear whispering in a corner, alley, and turn into it
Okay.
as somebody's is talking about how they got some good stuff to sell.
Hey, Callum. Think I hear something, and I'll try to, I don't know, conspicuously, not conspicuously, like try and hide from them, but not look like I'm hiding in front of other people.
Yeah, that classic way that you can hide from one group but
Well,
not be suspicious
let's
to
say
another.
that if they're standing in an alley, I would be like leaned up against a wall like that is like at the opening of the alley
Okay, yeah.
and trying to listen. Which would be what? Aware in this case?
Aware for the listening part, social for the being inconspicuous part.
Okay, so. Oh, I fucking typed roll aware like an idiot.
What a buffoon.
Okay, let's see the stats on that. I'll add 2 insight tokens into the D6. Okay. And then I'll do the social. You know what? I'll do. Ah, fuck it. I'll leave it alone.
I will say, you do have desperation dice, and as soon as you guys deliver the letter, I think is when we're going to be done with the arc. Either when it's either delivering the letter or finishing both of these investigations, whichever one happens fast will be
Okay,
the
but
end of the
how
order.
does the treasure die work in? It's like I get to just pick one of the dice and then just roll it to add to something.
Yes. You could just add, you choose which dice you're spending, and then you add that roll to the roll that you're making.
Okay, I'll use a D10 on the social.
Okay. So you hear them whispering on the inside. That's pretty good stuff. We want to be able to get, let's say, at least 10 gold out of it.
Okay, can I see what they're messing with? Or are they not holding it out? They're just kind of talking about
They're
it.
just talking about it.
Okay. Between the two gentlemen, are they gonna leave together soon, or are they separating? And like one has a bag or something.
You assume that one of them is going to pass off a bag, and the other guy is in charge of selling stuff in the bag.
Okay, so the one dude has a market in the alleyway or something.
Yes.
Okay. I'll let the other guy run off while I'm trying not to I'm trying to not show myself because that might be the person that robbed us.
You're relaying this to me, right?
Yes, I'm relaying all the stuff I hear too.
Agility does stealth, correct?
Yeah. If you're going to actively stealth, it would be agility. He's just trying to be nonchalant enough that people won't notice him, so he's rolling social.
I'm also gonna say that I'll put up my hoodie or my what's it called my cloak, which is a bed of flowers over my head.
Yeah, that's really inconspicuous in a desert.
I was just gonna see if I could sneak up
Well,
and get the bag before it is fully picked up.
I'm already kind of standing out, but I'm just trying to make it harder to see my face, you know. And I'll have Richie inside of the cloak, kind of right behind my neck.
If you want to go for the stealth roll to try to like steal the bag while they're talking, one would be looking in your direction though, so it would be very difficult.
I was gonna wait for one of them to leave, and then I was gonna go and see what the other one was doing, and then potentially steal the bag. Then
Never mind then if one of them is looking that direction.
I'll wait for one of them to leave.
The one who dropped off the bag has left. The other one's sort of like looking into the bag and sort of like they have like a clearly like a table that they place things out on.
Hmm. What do they place?
From the bag, you do see sort of like a gold watch. You see your energy crystal. A couple of like different shiny stones, and like the last item is the bug trap.
I will ask, are there currently bugs trapped inside?
Yeah, I bet there were still a couple bugs trapped inside.
Okay,
That
like
does
what
increase
kind of
its value.
yeah. What kind of bugs are we talking? Like small ones that would be like a minor nuisance, or some that could actually like be kind of annoying to be dealing with in your face?
I think you would probably get like small bug.
Like, would it be enough for like because I have an idea where I want to use my plant magic to sort of open the thing and or like rat a little bit, and then just kind of like have the insects fly around and cause a distraction to the guy, so that we can try and steal Caleb's what was it, a stone, an energy stone?
Yeah.
Yeah. And your trap. We also need to get that back.
I'm fine without the trap. But yeah, I could basically just disassemble the trap essentially and try and rile up the insects to try and cause a distraction. So that would be plant, I assume.
Yeah, if you wanted to do it that way, you could.
I also wanted to like I obviously wanted to be like I like whether or not he sees it. If he sees like the thing open or whatever, that doesn't really matter because to him all that matters is that the insects basically like spring out and now they're in his face.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a plant roll to basically make the insects unnerved and then open it up so that they freak out on the guy.
Okay.
Which would be this. Let's see the rolls. Yeah, okay. And then while that's happening, do you want to try and grab the
I'm
stone?
going to now
Caleb?
roll
Yeah.
just to see how bothered by the insects he is.
Okay.
He does not. None of them are like. You don't have a bunch of bees in there or anything, so it opens and like some crickets jump out, and he's not really that distracted by it. You do hear him mumble, like mutter under his breath, "Bringing a bunch of bugs over. What the fuck is it even worth?"
Like, is he at least
I'd
looking?
pay somebody to take this
looking
shit
in
away.
its direction?
It
Is he
makes it
like
a better
trying?
time to sneak up.
Yeah, is he like trying to like shush them away and like be just like at least paying attention to them enough to be like, hey, get the fuck off my table?
Nah, he's just like looking at the other stuff on the table.
Damn.
I'm going to get immediately seen.
Yeah, he turns and immediately sees you.
All right, I'm going to. Unless he like does something right away because he spots him, I'm going to just basically run forward and try and grab him by the throat with a vine.
He's about to he turns and says, "Ah, a customer."
Yeah.
So
We're in an alley. I don't give a fuck.
as he says that, are you gonna like jump him?
Okay,
Garrote
okay.
him.
You
You
could
know
also
what?
sneak up while I'm holding him in a conversation.
Yeah, here's the thing. It would be really funny if I committed.
I love me and Llewellyn, other side of the city, contemplating valid murder, like justified violence, but like not jumping off the handle. Other side of the city, choke him, choke. Let the demons in your head just like, how dare this bit not work immediately?
Dude,
Just
this guy committed minor fraud. He needs to be killed.
I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to
It's
silence
the
him.
two adults and the two psychos.
He did a minor financial crime, the punishment for which is death.
yeah,
I'm not trying to kill him.
We'll see what the dice say. Explode 3 times
Oh,
and
that's the
see.
sucky thing about this system. I could just accidentally murder a man.
Or you
Technically
could
speaking-
tell a guard. Or you could tell a guard what he did. Like a
So they don't give a
responsible.
fuck.
You don't know that.
The guard, they did ask a guard about this who met them with, "That's not enough of our problem."
All right. Anyway, so I'll withdraw
Okay.
the vine. So like I'll like just for the flavor of it, I'll like reach out my arm in like a reactive way, but then I'll sort of like, oh well, it's like it's one of those things where like sort of like in a show where like he sees lag, right?
Mhm.
And then I'm like, oh fuck, and then I'm trying to react, but then he starts talking, and I'm like, oh okay, and then I just I become more docile.
We have some of the finest wares in the entire city. And he like picks up the watch and is like, "This watch was once worn by a king."
What king?
He's not talking. Are you jumping in?
I mean, I'm standing next to Lag at this point.
You also jumped out? I thought you were still like nonchalantly
I
by the
jumped out
wall.
to like I am jumped out to potentially strangle him, but then I stopped, so I assumed he saw me jump out.
Ah, another customer. Well, the former king of the land of the mind. Some say that he trapped his own mind in the watch before he died. I'll give it to you for 5 gold.
But because I like you, 4.5.
Because I like you, 10 gold.
I know you're a potential reoccurring customer. 20 gold. uh and you know what I'll do is I'll try and seem like I'm a competing customer with Lag or with Caleb. It's like we don't know
This
each
could
other.
only
kind of
go
thing.
well.
50 gold and I'm 1 coin more.
You're definitely
What
not
is it,
going to
50?
get into a bidding war with each other.
This is so funny. Hey man, this is all funny stuff, right? So
Yeah.
who cares, you know? Anyway, so what I'll do is he's okay, so from our angle we approach from the right side of his market.
So basically, let me see if I can. You guys are sort of right here in the
Where
entryway
is
to
it?
this alleyway over here.
And he's the only one in there.
Yes.
And where exactly is he? Like here?
Yeah. Sort of right there.
Okay, so we're approaching from his left, and he's like talking to Lag and me and crunching up the price. I'll say that I'm gonna move over, so I'm on the left, our left side of the market, so that me and Lag are essentially on two opposite sides of the table, kind of thing.
Yeah, you're nearest to the cage. He's nearest to the stone.
Right, and so I'm nearest to the cage. You said?
Yeah.
Okay. Is what does his little marketplace look like? Does it look like he has like a thing built up that is like covering him from the sun at all, like a piece of cloth that's hanging above his head or something?
It's sort of just like the only thing that's keeping shade here is the fact that there are taller buildings around you to make sure that, like it
So it's just a table.
yeah, it's just got a table.
Okay. I'll uh I'll give like Caleb. Okay, I don't know if I have a role for this, but I want to give Caleb sort of a look of like you could try something. Caleb does not fall for the watch.
You gotta roll the 12 as well. See how well you know it's not.
Damn.
If you want to spend an energy or a token, you could explode that.
I guess I spend energy. I become more aware, trying to fall for the scam.
You're like I want to believe in the whimsy of the world where this is a king's watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you break it down. You know exactly the value of everything on the table.
Oh damn.
You know that watch is probably a good 30 gold watch. Like it's like he's
Damn,
lying to
he
you,
was
but he's still scamming himself.
stupid as fuck.
You know that the rock's basically worthless. Like he's gonna tell you some story about him, but the rocks are not worth anything. And then you know the value of your own items.
Right. I'm going to. So I'm gonna give Caleb sort of a nonchalant look of like, feel free to try something, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to point at the now broken down trap, and I'm going to say, "Sir, I have to ask, what happened to this item here? I was kind of interested in it, but it seems completely destroyed. What happened?"
I think that was a bag of trash that got mistaken. Let me get rid of that for you.
I'm trying to basically get him to my side of the table so
Yeah,
he gets away from the stone.
The table is not that wide.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. Of
He's
like, we're on
easily-
opposite sides of the table.
I'm going to tell you right now, there is very little chance that you will be able to sleight of hand your way to stealing one of these items without him noticing.
Well, then I'm just gonna punch him in the face. No.
Well, I'm just gonna blindly trust Liam and walk up in his peripheral vision and just casually take it.
I said try something, and
And
you're like,
you're gonna
I will.
casually take the energy stone?
Yes.
Okay.
I return. What the fuck? Are you stealing the statue from the grove? Is this what's happening?
No, he's
Yes.
he's stealing from the world's worst merchant.
To be fair, we are the world's worst bandits too.
Yeah. He's going to get rid of, and then he sees you make. I guess roll agility to see how well you sneak your hand over to grabbing it.
I mean, he could technically get away with it somehow.
Yeah, if you explode, anything's possible.
Watch this. I'm trying to be stupid again and it explodes.
I
Okay.
mean, do you
You
have?
can make it explode.
And you can hurt yourself to explode.
Yeah,
You
he,
also
he
have your
just,
desperation die since we're about to finish this act. Let's go.
Who says we're gonna finish the act?
I
This is a
said
side quest, yeah.
I said that there is a good. I gave a warning that within the next episode or so, we will probably finish the act. So you can use your desperation dice.
Alright, fine.
But don't if you think it's funnier for you to get caught. I know what he's going to say. to you.
If we get caught, shit's about to go down. Is all I'm saying.
Are you sure?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's gonna pull a gun on you. He's gonna put
Okay.
a fucking Glock in your mouth and say, "You think
He
you're gonna
just
trick
invented
me?"
that thing because he's mad at us.
I didn't realize Glocks were in this universe.
They weren't.
It's literally the tech village.
No, this is the energy village.
This is the
Oh my
energy
God.
village.
Don't
To be
do
fair,
not
that
get
just
it twisted.
basically means he puts his finger in my mouth and loads it and says, "I will summon lightning."
No, he pulls a full gun on you. This man actually doesn't have magic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that makes sense for this place, you know.
So you can either roll a desperation dice, or you could say, "Let him catch me," and
Or you could spend energy, or
I would suggest not, because there are other things that will happen. You guys are probably going to get involved with the other thing that's going on.
Yeah, no, let's save all those desperation dice. I may need to roll them all at once.
All right. Well,
Oh my
he doesn't
God.
fully spot you.
Oh my god. Can I do another roll to like, oh god, okay. So he gets the stone. The guy might what is the perception here? Like, did he just catch it in his peripheral that something happened, but he hasn't noticed what it is?
No, he hasn't noticed yet because he's talking to you about the trap. Once
Okay.
once he looks back, he will notice that the stone is gone. Like that's
Okay,
just like
behind my
object
back.
permanence.
Behind my back, I will try and grow a vine down my leg towards the table, and then just kind of flip the table over by force.
This man was gonna charge you like 2 gold. Like he's clearly dumb as hell.
Yeah.
You heard the other guy who gave him these goods say that the entire bag is probably worth 10 gold, which you know is
Well,
openly false. And you
I'm-
instead said, "This is a direct affront to my rights as a person. I fucking hate this guy."
God.
Yeah, so you're gonna flip the table?
I'll try. Like, I don't know what I'll make it seem, but I'm trying to make it seem like I didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, let's see how
Like
that
maybe
works when a plant
one of the legs
fucking
broke or something.
yeah, when a plant
Yeah.
sort of appears out of
Well,
nowhere
no,
in the energy
obviously I want
town.
the plant to get away, like after it happens.
Yeah, I
I
want the
want the
plant to
plant
get
to
out.
stick around.
The
The
plant's gonna
plant
get
magic
a.
consists of your table. Plant magic exists, but the guy covered in flowers didn't do it.
Yeah,
It's
you
so
are
true.
dressed like a plant man. Like with simple thought, he can say that anything weird that happens likely involves your magic.
The enemy
Okay.
stand user could be anyone.
Fuck. The problem is, like, Caleb has now committed to stealing the thing. So, like, there's no going back.
That's again, I think that you see this as like as soon as this guy detects anything wrong, he is gonna pull a gun on you, and there's been no evidence of that. Like this is all your own perception.
I'm just scared of what's gonna happen, and I'm trying to
Like
be
if
preemptive.
this guy knows you picked up an item, he's gonna fucking kill everyone. He's gonna
You could
detonate a
just run.
bomb
What is he
that
gonna
blows
do,
up
tell
the
a
whole
guard?
town. He has a tactical nuke under the table.
Fucking predator missile.
You think he's gonna send the guards after you if you run?
Yeah, he's a criminal.
They never say shit.
He just pulls a knife on you and just holds it against your neck and is like, "Do you know what color you bleed when I stab you, plant boy? You bleed green, plant boy."
So are you going for it? Like what's
No.
okay? So he's about to throw away the item that you had, your item. Do you want to stop him?
No, because it's already broken, and I can make another one.
You opened it. It's like it's not even really broken. You just like opened the door on the
to
trap.
shake it up and then basically open it up, whether that be open the door to it or like
Yeah,
break
you
it
opened
apart.
you opened the door to it, and the bugs all jumped out because they were trapped bugs.
Yeah.
Fine.
If you want
Well,
to
he's
count
gonna
it as
throw
a
it away. I
loss,
can make another one. It's fine.
all right, yeah, he just like throws it on the ground and stomps on it a couple times, and then looks back and notices the stone gone. It's like, so you were interested in that stone, I see.
I have a 1,000
Yes, can
yard
you tell me
stare
more
at the.
about it?
Yes, that stone holds the spirit of a great and powerful magician. I'll give it to you for 5 gold.
But there are
But,
like 7 different types of magicians. Could you narrow it down?
Please narrow it down.
an energy magician. 5 gold for the stone, or 7 if you take the watch too.
It's actually a really good deal knowing what I know about the watch and the stone.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as I know, I don't know the value of the watch or any of that stuff. I only know the value of the stone.
The stone is worth 100, the watch is
Yeah.
worth 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is very dumb.
Yes.
The word is actually desperate.
Yeah.
He lives in extreme poverty in a town in a desert. His life kind of sucks.
What are the other items again? Just a bunch of random stones.
The only other item of value was you allowed him to stomp into dust. So the other are a bunch of shiny
allowed
rocks.
him. You say you were the one that decided. Oh, I'll throw it away. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Yes, he thought it was trash because it
Because
just
when
released a
one
bunch
customer shows interest, you're like, I see. Bam.
You didn't really show it. You're like, what is
Okay.
this? And to him,
Okay,
it
got-
was just a box of
Asking-
bugs.
All right, whatever.
Okay, I've got the gambit here. I've still got a book on disease treatment on me.
Mm-hmm.
How about we do a little, what's it called? Negotiation 6 for everything.
I'm going to pull out the book. He might be illiterate, so this is my chance.
Mm-hmm.
He might be, but
This
except
book
he's
was written by a great king. Ew, so how about you pay me 5 gold for the lot?
All right. So just to be sure here, your pitch is you're gonna give him a book that was written by a great king, and then he's gonna give you 5 gold and the lot of items on the table.
Wait, I misspoke. This book was actually written by 2 great kings discussing a peace treaty.
Okay.
which is 10 gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
hand you this, you hand me this, you hand me the stone, and you pay me 5 gold.
I'll throw up my arms as like,
all right.
hey, oh, okay, this is not like this is not for me, and then I'll move away and basically leave Callum to
All
it.
right. You can roll a social deception check to try to get this to work.
We are scamming the fuck out of these poor people.
All right.
Damn.
Now I can see that that book is about medicine. So how does that make sense?
Did you know that well, I can't say that. I'm gone.
But you see, the Plant King was trying to find immortality.
Mhm. I could make the book count as 4 gold.
Alright, you got a deal.
All right.
Does that mean that he's paying
Are you taking the
3
stone
gold?
or the stone and the watch?
Stone and the watch.
Okay. And you hand him 3 gold pieces and the book.
I mean, as far as he's concerned, you gave him a book to sell.
Yeah. He puts it right
Yeah.
on under the table.
This is the great King Wakalaka's greatest chronicle.
Ah, this is a book that contains secret medicines hidden in the margins.
By King Laka Waka.
Ah, by a great doctor. The kings are only
Okay.
involved in stones.
I have to make up my mind.
All right, yeah. So you've managed to make it out with your item.
Yeah.
Could have gotten both, but you were really insistent on him destroying it.
I was not insistent on him destroying it.
I
Don't
said,
even.
"Do you want to stop him from throwing it out?" And you're like, "No." And he,
Throwing it out.
yes,
Not, oh, I'll obliterate this item, but I'm throwing it out.
would he have been happier if to throw it out, he threw it
If
into
I
a
throw
furnace?
something in the garbage, I don't destroy it to its particular molecule before I throw it out.
Well, either way, we profited.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we'll, yeah, we're.
yeah. You
I don't know.
definitely made a hell of a deal with the fact that you. It was a real challenge. You almost got conned.
I'll ask, hey, Caleb, can I have the watch, please? Just as. Because I lost something very precious today.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And yeah. Other than that, I guess we're just kind of.
By the way, to be clear, it's kind of like a pocket watch style thing. It opens. You.
Yeah. I'll open it. I'll
Okay.
check it. I'll check what's going on inside of it. Is there a picture or something?
Yeah, there's a picture of like there's like a small engraving of like a family portrait.
What's the size of the family?
2 kids, 2 parents.
Anything anything special about how they look? Any like appearance related stuff?
They look um they're not dressed in extremely rich wear, which is interesting for it being not only an engraved watch, but like a watch of this
Hmm.
quality. They're wearing very basic clothes, and
Okay.
um you just get a feeling from them that like they definitely don't have any visible forms of magic. Like none of them have any traits that you would see related to magic.
Okay. I'll give a deep sigh and I'll turn to Caleb. Caleb, I'm I'm gonna go to some guards and give them this watch and hope that they find the rightful owner. I don't think I can keep it. Is that okay?
Now you're against stealing.
I'm
All
going
right.
to ignore that and I'm
So
going to walk towards the guard.
back to the other side. Are you going to try to regroup with these guys? And what's your method for that? Eddie and Llewellyn.
Uh, let's see. Say again.
Are you going to try to regroup with the other guys to?
Yes, I believe that was the plan.
Yeah, that is the plan.
All right. So make any check you were going to make to try to find them in town.
All right. Da, 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 da.
Well, it's a good thing I also have investigation, the investigation thing.
Hmm.
Yo, my eyesight.
Actually, see, what I was legitimately gonna pitch is I think you're so much better at this than me that I think it might genuinely be better for me to stay here and make it easy for you to find me again.
And then I have a thing that exploded. One.
So I am, in fact, going to stay put and he can bring them back to me. So we don't lose where we last saw the mask people.
Yeah. So as you were walking up to
How
give,
do something ladder from a D4 to a D10 in one thing is great.
yeah,
So
I,
I'm just going to sit on Amy and I am going to work on, I don't know.
I am looking for them as at, with my magic being a bird and getting all of the extra view power,
yeah.
like the visual range.
As you are approaching the guard, a bird flies down from the sky next to you.
Yeah, I'm I'm gonna work on just uh trying to make I'm gonna try to make see if I can make smoke. I'm just gonna like grab like little bits of I don't know, like rock and gravel, and I'm gonna just use like energy magic to just heat it up and see if I can like I don't know, just like make like carbon and just try to make little smoke puffs. Cause I'm assuming he's gonna come back as a bird.
Yeah. So, hey guys, I'm gonna need you guys to come with me. We Teddy and I found something.
All right.
It's related to the mass, and that is said in a whisper.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
Hey. Okay.
So are you going to stop what you were doing about turning in the lock, the watch, or are you gonna finish that before you head off with him?
Right. Llewellyn, you gotta give me a moment. Through different turns of events, uh
Just
we
go,
acquired.
just go do it. Get back
Yeah,
here.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Tell me later.
I'm gonna. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so as I go towards the guard, that's where we're both like talking over each other. And then I basically just talk to the guard and be like, "So I found this somewhere, and I saw the picture, and I thought that maybe the guard could find the rightful owner." I basically turn it in.
And he just kind of looks at it and goes, "Expect me to find random person in this whole town?"
Not you personally, but are you not the guard?
Yes, that means I guard.
Okay, but then give it to the fucking building where all of you fucking dudes hang out, and I don't know, put out a wanted poster for a fucking watch or something. I don't know. It's your job.
Your job is not
You
returning
find things,
watches.
right?
No, that's absolutely not what we do.
Well, obviously you guard, but you also do general. I would assume like things that also help the citizenry, alongside just standing there with a stick and a
We
sword.
don't just deliver random packages around town. We're not a mail service.
So he's now finding out that they do not, in fact, do like a lost and found service.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's a place in this city that does lost and found?
There's not really no.
I'll uh I'll hit him with a smile and go, "Well, thank you for your time. Have a good day." And then I'll just move towards Llewellyn, and we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep the watch.
I would hope so. I assume you wouldn't like as soon as he turns you down on it, just like, all right, and then you like throw it on the ground and stomp on it.
It's like the guy. This is worthless to me now. I'll try and okay. Is there a way I can do like a roll right now to try and memorize, or just like keep them in the back of my mind? So if we happen to stumble across them while we're doing other stuff, I might be able to catch them.
Naturally, if you are in a situation where you are around the person, I will make you roll a check in order
All
to
right.
recognize them.
All right. I just wanted to let it be known, but yeah, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Actually, once we all meet up again, could we stop because it's getting very late for me?
That was the plan. You all have
All right.
regrouped back over here in the merchant district.
All right.
making smoke signals. Just little
Magic.
triangles.
The mango. The maginch.
Well, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.